Hi Aquarius, welcome to Channel Rockaritaville. I'm El Rock, your hostess, and we are here to do your general timeless energy reading for the week ahead for the sun, moon, and rising sign of Aquarius. So thank you for being here. As always, because this is a general energy reading, if the story that I pull out today doesn't feel like it's vibing with you, maybe give your moon and rising sign a look at on the channel. I'm having a hard time talking tonight. Aquarius, have you been tongue tied recently? Um, with that, do check out your moon and rising sign. There might be a message in there for you. And I also want to thank all of my new and returning subscribers, as well as those of you popping by just to check it out. Thank you so much for being here. Your views, your likes, your comments all help the channel grow. So thank you for stopping by. So, with all that said, we are going to check into your most influential energies in the week ahead. These are not romance reads, they're just general energy, influencing energy, which sometimes has to do with romance on occasion. So, let's take a peek here. What's Aquarius's most influential energy for the week ahead, please? They've been coming out in little batches like that. Oh, finally, some new cards. Oh, Aquarius, this is excellent news. So, what needs mending is pretty consistently coming out for everybody. I feel like this is your overarching energy. It's the plant medicine comfrey. And what comfrey does is it comes in and it heals quickly. So, that is the medicine that it brings to you. And it also asks you first to understand what parts of yourself need mending, or maybe what parts of a relationship or a circumstance or a situation. So, last night's reading was a little heavier. I can already tell by the cards that you are in a better place today, Aquarius. That's amazing. So, what needs mending is your overarching energy. And then we have tap into your resources, burdock. So, really, first of all, tapping into your inner fires. And then, what is it alchemically and energetically that you're trying to create? And what resources do you immediately have available to you for you to begin taking steps in that direction? I get a sense that you're staying up late at night here with these candles, that you're giving a lot of thought, that it's and of course these could also be financial resources. These could be any type of resource, anything that you would consider a resource, time, energy, money, all of that. So you're being called to tap into your resources in the week ahead. And then we have cow and bull. And cow and bull reminds you to just appreciate the process that you're going through. Well, not that you're going through, that you're growing through. How about that instead? Now, with this, you know, when we're in the middle of something, and especially if it's something that's difficult and testing us, and our energy goes from being a-okay and we're in a good place to maybe being frustrated or angry or feeling a little resentful. Whatever that is, it's all part of the process of the evolution that's unfolding for you. And for the last 2 weeks, and even a little bit last night, worthiness has been coming up for you a lot, Aquarius, and really digging into your self worth, standing up for yourself, things like that. And it looks like you have embodied that worthiness and that you're working with that now. And cow and bull is here just to remind you to enjoy that process. That is a process of self-love and self-care for you. And so and I just look how sweet those eyes are, right? I feel like if you're not being loved up by somebody, you're loving yourself up. But I feel like this might be somebody else loving you up a little bit too, Aquarius. Maybe somebody who knows that you need it. And then we have the common raven here, align your inner compass. So this is about really kind of knowing the truth of who you are, what your true north is. You have a pearl here. You have something of value that you want to protect, and staying aligned to your true north, or whatever direction your compass is driving you in, allows you to protect that pearl, whether that's a pearl of truth, which is your truth about who you are, which of course is your inner compass, something of that nature, Aquarius. Whatever it is, you are finding alignment, that you are getting grounded, and I feel a real sense of strength that um, wasn't in the energy that wasn't around last night. So good for you for just having a shift since we last looked. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have the Andalusian horse, transcending yourself. This speaks to me all about the merging of your shadow side with your light side. And we all think of our shadow side as kind of the devil on our other shoulder. So angel devil concept. And what it really is your shadow is a necessary part of who you are, Aquarius, because it gives you the courage and it gives you the skills when you polish them, to be able to bring your shadow side forward when life calls for it. Not everything is like, cupcakes and ponies, right? It just isn't. And sometimes life calls you to bring a more assertive version of yourself to the forefront, just as we have here. And again, shadow, shadow can, of course, be like crazy, right? Like, the screamer, the yeller, like, however, shadow can manifest itself in low frequency ways, but shadow can also manifest itself in high frequency waves, interesting ways, Aquarius, in which you can tap into that and harness that energy to set boundaries and not put up with something, right? This is one of your resources. We have Burdock here that was talking about your resources. Your shadow side is a resource for you, Aquarius. So whatever that means for you, could be a job, it could be a boss, could be a significant other, it could be a family member, anything like that. So can we get some clarification on comfrey, please? Why is comfrey here? What needs mending for Aquarius in the week ahead, please? We have the Magician and the Chariot showing itself. So manifestation and action, movement forward. Comfrey, please clarify comfrey. What needs mending for Aquarius in the week ahead, please? Comfrey. Okay, we have the Nine of Cups in reverse, which is a sense of sadness. In the upright position, it's happiness. So something that needs to be mended, that hurt your heart. And then we have the Ace of Cups here, which is compassion. So it seems like you've had something painful happen for you, or perhaps to you. In the traditional tarot, the Nine of Cups is, I'm thinking of the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Cups is all emotions. It's emotional happiness and abundance. And in this particular deck, in the reverse position, there's sadness, right? You see all the emotional waters falling out of it. And there's just this sense of things not quite being right in your life. So whatever, if that's your home life, if that's your work life, to turn that card upright, you're being called to harness the Ace of Cups, which is a new beginning. Last night, the Spring Peeper was out for you, and that also was out for Aquarius tonight, which is evolving into your next becoming. Now, the Ace of Cups brings forward a compassionate message here towards yourself, right? We never say the things to other people that we say in our own internal dialogue, right? And I heard a song on the radio today, and I have no idea who the artist is. I don't know the name of the song, but the lyrics were, I have something about, I have a black belt in, not taking care of me, and when it comes to everybody else, I give everything. So if you have been overgiving, or you've been giving a lot, Aquarius, and it's put you into a state of sadness and maybe not feeling appreciated, have compassion for yourself and remember that you're amazing. And whatever this is that has caused you pain or that needs mending, self compassion is how you can turn your Nine of Cups sadness into Nine of Cups upright happiness, or at least getting in that direction. Whatever it is, it's caused contrast for you. So it's been difficult, and if you've been holding yourself to a standard that you can't maintain, you need to be mindful of the standard that you're setting for yourself and be a little bit more compassionate. Burdock. Please clarify Burdock. Oh, this card's coming out so much. Prince of Swords, that cerebral mindset. It's really just thinking about what are my resources. Now here, you can kind of see here, he's sitting on an octagon. And in the book, it talks about how that's his chariot, and it's being pulled by all of the elements, the water, the earth, the fire. And you are harnessing the elements there. Do you see how they're harnessed? And you are really digging into what resources you have. You have one eye open and one eye closed, which indicates to me that you are spending time in the mind space, and you're also being mindful in, your immediate three-dimensional space, your home, your workplace, something like that. Anything else want to come? Well, apparently so. All right. Excuse my head in the camera if you just saw it. And then we have the Princess of Swords in reverse. So in terms of resources, this is wasteful. Now, this could be something as simple as a coronavirus message, right? So, tapping into your resources. Are you out of something? Are you in need? And have your actions potentially been in a place of wastefulness where you might actually have what you need, if there was more of a sense of mindfulness or awareness around it, around that balance. So whatever this is, you are having to access your resources. So if there's wasteful behavior that's revealing itself, maybe through a family member or something like that, the way that you can turn this card upright is to dig into that creativity that you need to tap into your resources. Which resources do I use? And that's air energy, that's swords energy here. And you're looking at how to harness those resources, right? Are you growing a garden? Do you need to water it? Is there something that you're really passionate about? Whatever it is, and I really feel like this is in a grounded area, really practical advice for your resources. Of course, that could be esoteric or something a little bit deeper, where your resources being the divine or whatever your spiritual practice is. It could be that as well, but this feels really of a super practical nature to me, Aquarius. Cow and bull, what are you here for? What's the process that Aquarius is being guided to appreciate this week? There's the Empress. Your badass self is coming back, Aquarius. I can feel it. It's been a long, hard road generally the world, which is a lot of people, and being able to appreciate a process is empowers you. It enables you to be in where you're at, even if it's uncomfortable. Okay, Queen of Cups also came out in my last reading. You might be dealing with an Aquarius here. You left something behind, Aquarius. This came out for Sagittarius, the Queen of Cups. So you might be dealing with a Sag. And this card, the Eight of Cups, has to do with something that was left behind. Something that drained you. It was empty. These were all really important, meaningful dreams at one point for you, Aquarius. And these dreams no longer serve you. You can see the desert landscape here. And you've walked away from that. You left 5 cups behind. And the 3 cups that remain are the 3 cups that you envision. It is the dream for yourself. It is what you are working towards and walking towards. See how he's on, that's a long walk up through those mountains. And but you have the vision of why you're taking this journey. And with the Queen of Cups, enjoying the process, she's asking you to reflect back on the path that took you here. We only see this part of the road. We see the part of the road that the 5 of Cups is left on, but we don't see what extends this direction beyond it, right? So in this road or this path that you've taken, at one point those 5 of Cups was really a place of abundance, right? See how green and robust that is? And over time, it wasn't just, nothing is forever, you guys, nothing. Even death is not forever. At least that's my belief. And with all of that said, the 5 of Cups wasn't your forever either. It was just a place where you stopped on your path, and now it's time to move on. And I see back here, I see so much luminosity and light, and I feel like it's really a guided path that you're going down. And Callum Bull is really here just to help you remember where you've been. And with this card, with all of these little faces in the bubble, those are all the various faces that the Queen of Cups has been throughout her incarnation. And, as it relates to this 5 of Cups being left behind, that may only be this version right here of you, Aquarius. And yet there's all these other aspects of you that are super important, along with what I would call the rebirth of yourself. So, in this process, be reflective and keep your eye on the prize. This is unmanifested right now. This is still, you have emotions about it and you're working towards it, and it is in process. So can you tell me more, please, about the common raven aligning your inner compass? What is Aquarius aligning with in the week ahead? Interesting. So 9 of Swords, there's some kind of remorse here, some kind of regret. You can see here that the heart space has been injured, and when you look at the looks on the faces, I talked, I think, a little bit earlier about an angel and a devil. Was that your reading? And that's kind of what's here, right? You see this malicious aspect of, your mind, which there's nobody who can break your heart, I think, worse than we break our own hearts. And we break our own hearts by accepting treatments, behaviors, situations that don't serve our highest good. And sometimes they do when we first originate them, and then we stay in them too long. And I get a sense of remorse around something that just didn't work. And, and going back to your last 2 readings where we really talked about enhancing your sense of worthiness here, this little guy is cruel and malicious, and this little guy is afraid to stand up for himself. Do you see how that sword, that illuminated sword, is going through his brain into his eye and back down there? And that's some of what's happening here. So we've got fear and maliciousness, and it's breaking your heart, Aquarius. So with aligning your inner compass, the way that you can pull yourself out of remorse is through just a state of forgiveness for yourself. I also see his blanket to me looks like he's in water. He's sitting in water. So, along with all this mind energy, there is a blanket of wet emotional confinement. So, interesting. So, let's find more out about how you might align your compass. So, we know that remorse is there. Ace of Swords, the realization of it. Interesting. Yep. Okay, so it seems like you've already had, because I felt the energy shifting. So with the Ace of Swords, that is a new beginning. That is a realization within the mind space. That is a deeper understanding that allows you to align. Yeah, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Swords. You're super in your head, Aquarius, and it's causing you emotional and physical pain. Remember that what happens in our mind space can manifest in our body space. So if you are here with this Eight of Swords, that stuck trapped energy in the mind space, thank God we have the Ace of Swords here in the upright position, because that's really getting you the balance with an aha moment of realizing what I'm doing in my mind space is harming me, and I want to balance that so I feel healthier in my mind, in my body, and in my life. And that's part of how you're aligning your compass. That's beautiful. Wow. Tell me more about Andalusian horse, please. How is Aquarius transcending themselves in the week ahead? Oh, I guess you don't want to come out. Okay. Oh, there we go. There's one. Okay. Are you feeling lusty, Aquarius? The Six of Cups in reverse. That's a lusty energy, right? So if you are perhaps more driven by I'm just, a sexual aspect of a relationship, or, something that you're lusting after. Think of it as that. Obviously, sexual is the most obvious interpretation of it. But whatever it is, Andalusian horse is calling on you to transcend that's not serving you, and to turn that up into the upright position. If your sense of worthiness has been in relationships and you've used sex as a mechanism to sort of stand in for love or for joy, because wow, I mean, sex is amazing, right? It sends off all of these endorphins and, dopamine and pheromones and all of these amazing chemicals, which can really put us in a lusty state, because our body's activated with all of those tonic chemicals that bring us things, right? It brings us joy. And yet, when we're in the lusty state, that joy is really temporary because it's all chemically based. And to turn this card in the upright position in terms of transcending yourself, your opportunity or your invitation here is to get a little bit of control of your base desires with the Six of Cups, where you're driven by something, a little bit more low frequency that may not serve you so well, and to turn that over into the joy state of giving and receiving, and potentially allowing that to be emotional with the cups here, rather than of a more physical nature, if that's what it is. So anything else for Andalusian horse? Anything else that Aquarius is transcending in the week ahead? Let's grab that one. Yeah, conflict. So Five of Swords, and I think this has been in and out of your readings in the past 3 weeks. Now remember, the cycles that we're in are, this is kind of in the terms of actual time on the planet, coronavirus is going to be a really short period of time, right? It's, you know, potentially not going to go on for 5 or 10 years. We're talking, you know, we're looking at 6, 8, 9, you know, we don't really know, but whatever it is, we're in a cycle, and the cycle is causing conflict. Now, we have conflict here. What always gets me about this card is, you know, Patch here wins the battle, but there's still a war behind him. So do you see this giant tsunami and this storm that's approaching? And Patch is so focused on the conflict here and getting these swords down. He's not protected from, well, he's not watching out for himself from other things. So these are human conflict and these are elemental conflicts. These are things that, like coronavirus, things that you have no control over. So watch your own back, transcend yourself in terms of where your focus remains. You can be in conflict, and as you advance your way out of it, pay attention to your surroundings so that you don't get ambushed or struck by something else that's unexpected. So interesting. Okay. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Wands, which is struggle. So it looks like you're having upgrades, that you're coming through some things this week. And with the overarching energy of comfrey in terms of what needs mending, I would say that there might be some group dynamics or some relationship dynamics here that need some mending and some attention. And, you know, because there is some conflict energy, and all of that is around the energy of transcending yourself. So is that a conflict energy where you are being invited to set boundaries and communicate in a different way or something of that nature? Only you will know that. So, all right, let's take a look at Aquarius's. We're looking at the Trust Your Vibes deck. So, what vibes in the week ahead is Aquarius being asked to trust? What vibes is Aquarius trusting in the week ahead? Aquarius. Aquarius trust vibes. Okay. All right, Aquarius. Bottom of the deck. Take your time. Yes. Such good advice. So the vibes that you want to trust is that you're not on anybody's time schedule but your own. You may have people who think that, you know, your time is their time. And your guidance to the vibes that you're being asked to trust is to be mindful of how you're using your time, and you can be slow about it, and it's not personal. So remember, if you're setting boundaries, whatever it is that you've walked away from here with this Eight of Cups, that renunciation, that no more, the boundaries that you've set with your Five of Swords and your Five of Wands, none of that is personal. That is all protection for you. And so, you know, that's a shield over your heart. Do you see that shield there? And you're really being called into trusting your vibes, that it's really not about somebody else's perception of you or what you've done or what you've not done, because it's not personal. At the end of the day, your responsibility is for yourself, Aquarius, first and foremost, because if you haven't taken care of yourself, you don't have the capacity to care for others in the manner in which they're going to ask for it from you. Number two, get grounded. So, you know, spend some time in nature. If you've got an ocean nearby, walking on wet sand is one of the best ways to ground your energy. Of course, there's meditation. maybe just go out and smell the flowers. It's springtime. So, whatever it is, being out in nature, that's a great way to trust your vibes and get connected and reconnected. And then finally, accept the gifts of the universe, number 51. You have abundance for you. There's this cornucopia. It's still in the pipe. Do you see that? And yet you can see it. It's kind of like the crowning during, through the birth canal. So the universe is delivering for you. There's gold, there's abundance, there's love, there's everything here, Aquarius. I almost called you Sag. I just finished the reading. And so just open your arms and receive. You've got a really beautiful week ahead. You do have some underlying energies that are conflict related. And I don't think I'm not surprised by it. And I don't think if you've been watching the other readings that you are. And what I'm seeing here is that you're grounding this energy and really harnessing it to get it to work for yourself. Again, with this tap into your resources and this Prince of Swords, really harnessing all of the elements, all of the energy, and making it work for you when you're in the mind space. Please be mindful not to beat up on yourself in the week ahead, Sag. Why do I keep calling you Sag? Aquarius. I know that you're Aquarius, and I love you, Aqua. Um, but just in general, get grounded. It's not personal. The universe has great things coming in for you, and at the end of the day, being able to appreciate the process just means that you can open your arms and allow for all of it, no matter what it looks like, because you know that there's always good present. If you can pause, look, find, and enjoy it, it's there for you. Appreciate the process, my beautiful Aquarius. See you next week.